Uh, Queen is certainly a funky character, is he not? I tell ya. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on right now in One Piece, right? We have this big epic battle at Onigashima looming. We got Kid, Luffy, and Law about to take on the big man, Kaido of the Beast himself. Urgh! You got Big Mom there. You got Orochi hanging out, just being Orochi, you know, that kind of guy he is. I am Lord Orochi, I rule Wano with my iron fist, you will rule me, you will worship me as I rule you. Yes, that's exactly how Orochi is. And we got the Toby Roppo, what's up with Kaido's son? I don't know what's up with Kaido's son, guess we're gonna have to wait and see what's up with Kaido's son. We got Nami and Robin in sexy BDSM outfits. It's a lot of stuff going on right now, but I probably can't be the only person that's sitting there curious. Where's this kitty cat at? Did you get lost, Nekomamushi? It's okay if you did. There's no, like, centralized modern GPS in the One Piece world. That would actually be kind of funny if, you know, he went to Sphinx Island to find Marco, and he's like, Marco, you need to join us for the battle at Wano to avenge the Whitebeard crew. And Marco's like, yeah, I can't do that, man. I'm hanging out here on Sphinx Island. Weevil's probably going to attack with his mama any day now. I should probably be here to protect the citizens. But, you know, let them know something. You know, pass on a message to Straw Hat for me if you're going to Wano. And Nekomamushi's like, ah, yes, well, I wish the best of you in battle, faithful companion. I will now head out to Wano. The battle is looming. I must make haste. Cut to like 2 weeks later where Nekomamushi and the Guardians are just adrift in the New World. Crap! Who lost the map to Wano? Where was it? I'm like, I don't know, Captain. I think Rhodey ate it. I'm like, damn it, Rhodey! Okay, I'm sorry, dude. I'm like, shit, okay, well, hope we get there before the battle ends. You know, it's funny, but I would I want to see Nekomamushi arrive, obviously, so him and Inuarashi could team up, maybe to fight against Jack or somebody. But there is a level of comedy that would be pretty damn great if after the final battle was over, Luffy just, you know, King, Dragon Kong gun! Boom! And then slams down, like, everybody's fighting Kaido, and, like, Zoro slices him. It's this big, epic, bloody battle. Kaido finally falls. Big Mom finally falls. Everybody's just laying there, just bodies everywhere. There's not even a ground anymore. They're just bodies, just stacked on top of each other in layers. You know, there's the layer of all the waiter bodies, then there's the layer of all the pleasure bodies, and then there's sitting on the top layer of all the gifters in the crew. And they're like, oh god, we did it! And then finally, at that exact moment, Nekomamushi arrives with the Guardians. He's like, we're here, everybody! I'm sorry we got lost! Oh my god, is there anybody left for us to fight? And, like, a random pleasure just like, ah, I made it! I'm alive! And ching! There you go! That was my contribution to this war! But yeah, okay, obviously Neko's gonna show up. For a while there, I was wondering if Oda was going to take all of these, you know, latecomers to the battle and, like, congeal them all into one thing, like Jinbei, Nekomamushi, Izo. Oh, we'll begin to Izo in a second. I thought he's like, oh, and the Grand Fleet, too. A lot of people, I'm still kind of on the fence about the Grand Fleet showing up. I honestly don't think they will. They could, though. It's not completely off the table. At least maybe some of the Grand Fleet might show up, not all of them at once. But I thought, you know, Oda was like, alright, all these people that are going to show up later are going to arrive at once. Like, Nekomamushi's going to bring Jinbei and some other remnants of the Whitebeard crew, and maybe the Grand Fleet will show up at the same time, like halfway through the battle, right? But of course, Jinbei arrived before the proper battle even got started, so he was on his own. He was like, oh yeah, we had to, you know, go back to Fishman Island, and we had, you know, to, you know, rest and heal our wounds and everything like that, and then we came back here. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, great, alright, awesome. So he was kind of unrelated to Nekomamushi or anybody else. But what's up with Neko? What's he doing? Because he didn't get lost. He's like, okay, he met with Marco, and he's like, Marco, would you like to come with us and fight? And he's like, I gotta stay here because of Weevil. I'm like, okay, fair enough. And you really gotta feel bad for Marco, because he was the first mate of Whitebeard's crew. He was the first mate aboard the Moby Dick! Alright, and he took that position with pride. But you know, Whitebeard dies, and so, can you imagine the weight on Marco's shoulders after that happened? He was sitting there, remembering Whitebeard and being like, I gotta do this for you, Pops. I gotta be the captain of this crew. I gotta do it. My God, the weight of him, because you know, he's not a Yonko. I mean, Whitebeard was this, not more than a Yonko. Whitebeard was this amazing man that was revered by Marines and the world government and other pirates. You know, he was this really great man. And so Marco was like, first thing we gotta do is we gotta get revenge on Blackbeard. And they tried that and they failed. All right, and we don't know what happened to all of them, right? Probably a lot of them died, and a lot of them maybe got injured to the point where they can no longer fight. And at that point, Marco was just like, I can't do this. I can't. You know what? I don't want to, you know, keep being the captain of this crew and just leading us into ruin, because that's definitely not what Pops would have wanted. So tell you what, I'm just gonna disband the Whitebeard crew. It's over. I'm gonna do the only thing I can do right now and protect Pops' home island where he grew up and make sure pirates don't destroy it. But yeah, I can't be the captain of this anymore. I think the Whitebeard crew is done now because, you know, Pops, he could do it. I can't. You know, I tried, but I failed. So that must be rough for old Marco. And I would love for him to show back up again, you know, to hang out with the Straw Hats and stuff. I just don't think right now is the time. I think we need to we could solve what's going on with Weevil and his mom, Miss Baki, a little bit, and Marco. And I made a whole video about that where I talked about how, like, you know, Miss Baki is obviously the one controlling Weevil. So if Marco can, like, you know, get him away from his mom, you know, it's like your mom's lying to you, you know, blah, blah, blah. Pops would not want this for you to destroy his hometown. Like, wait, what? My dad? He lived here? I shouldn't destroy this place. You know what I mean? So there might be a way to solve that problem, and then after that problem is solved, then Marco would be free to kind of do whatever. But Marco is probably not going to show up with Nekomamushi right now. However, he did give a message to Neko. He said before he left, he's like, oh, if you're going to Wano and if you're meeting the Straw Hats, then I have a message I want to pass on to them, okay? And we don't know what that message is, but it's something. It might be something related to the last road poneglyph, because the last road poneglyph we knew was on Fishman Island, but it wasn't there when the Straw Hats arrived. It was there like 20-something years ago when Roger was making his final trip, and Whitebeard had control over Fishman Island for, you know, decades, so it's possible that maybe he's the one that moved it, and so Marco would actually know where the last road poneglyph was. Keep in mind, Whitebeard himself was not interested in finding Laugh-Tale in the One Piece, okay? So he might have moved the road poneglyph so somebody else wouldn't be able to find it, to, you know, like, dishonor Roger or whatever, because Roger was like a companion, like, he was a, you know, a rival to Whitebeard, and he was a good friend. So he's like, I'm gonna move this somewhere else. And in order for, you know, somebody to find Laugh-Tale, if somebody really wants to get there, they got to meet my approval first. And I think Luffy definitely met that approval. So maybe that's part of the information. Maybe Marco was like, oh, by the way, yeah, tell Luffy that the last road poneglyph is located on this island, and he'll be able to find it then, and he'll be able to get to Laugh-Tale, because, you know, that's the thing. Or maybe it might be something else unrelated. But there's some information he wants to pass on, and then Nekomamushi just apparently leaves with the Forest Guardians, and apparently heading directly to Wano. Or did he? You know, because you think if he was heading directly to Wano, we don't know the distance between, like, Sphinx Island and Wano is difficult to get to, granted, but it seems like it's taking him a while to get there. So instead of Marco, another common theory is he is going around trying to find other members of the Whitebeard crew, such as Jozu or Vista, in order to help them out in this battle. And probably the most notable one is Izo, because Izo used to be from Wano. Izo is Kikunojo's older brother, and definitely, I thought at this point, I mean, we saw him in the flashback with Odin, but I thought at this point we would definitely see Izo at least way in the background, like, hidden in the actual present storyline, you know? Like, I'm not saying he would have approached the Straw Hats and been like, hello there, I am Izo, the former 16th Division Commander of the Whitebeard crew, I'm here to help you. But I thought at this point maybe the Straw Hats would be, like, walking around town or something, and then in the back alley we see Izo, like, watching them or something, like, keep into the shadows. I thought Izo might have been a contender for the Witching Hour boy, but then we later find out that that's actually Denjiro or Kyoshiro. I was honestly actually throwing out the idea now, like, going back and looking through everybody, you know, all those samurai that we were introduced to in this arc, like the nameless samurai that just have very distinctive designs that I think Oda took a lot of inspiration from old samurai movies and repurposed them, but Izo is a kabuki actor. He is an actor, all right? And so that's why he wears all the makeup and everything. But beyond just the kabuki makeup, he's a theater kid. He knows how this stuff is. He knows how to, like, you know, assume a role and good disguises and stuff. That's probably one of his strengths, okay? So I was even thinking, like, is this going to be one of those things where, like, this samurai dude that we've seen pop up every now and then, and this guy's part of the rebellion right now, like, he shows up at, like, Kaido's chamber, or he shows up to fight against one of the Tobi Roppo or one of the Calamities or somebody, and they're just just like, you are just a no-name samurai, you can't defeat us. And then he's like, I am not a no-name samurai, I am an actor! And he just rips off his face, revealing Izo. What? It was Izo this whole time? It's like, I am a former vassal of Odin. I am, and he gives his full name, I am Izo of the, well, okay, Kiku is Kiku Nojo of the Lingering Snow. I am Izo of the Blazing Sun! You will fight me! You know, maybe something like that, because I'm like, after the Whitebeard crew was disbanded, and they could go their own separate ways. Some of them probably begrudgingly, like they didn't want to split up, but Marco was just kind of defeated, and he was just like, I can't do this anymore, guys. By the way, I'm sure there's still a lot, because there was a lot of division commanders and a lot of members of the crew. I'm sure there's at least a few of them out there in the world still doing the, you know, fighting the good fight. You know, maybe not starting up their own pirate crews, but, you know, protecting the citizens, protecting the weak, like Pops would want to do. Because, like, you think of Vista. Vista is like this chivalrous, like, swordsman. I don't think Vista would just, like, alright, well, I guess I'm done being a pirate. I'm just gonna go into my cabin on some random island and just drink a lot for the end of my days. No, I could see Vista being the chivalrous knight, being out there in the world protecting the downtrodden, because, you know, he was on the crew for, he was one of the, you know, longest members on Whitebeard's crew, so he would probably, you know, take Whitebeard's message to heart, you know, and protect the weak and stuff like that. So there's probably a few that are just retired effectively, and then there's probably a few that are still out there doing stuff. But, yeah, you'd think Izo, after the crew disbanded, the first place he would go would be like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my homeland. I'm gonna go back to Wano. You know, especially since if he's heard about the prophecy about Lady Toki saying, like, in 20 years the Kozuki clan will return, is like, hey, after the Payback War was 19 years after Toki's message, so you think Izo at that point, when the crew disbanded, would be like, man, that 20 years, that's coming up soon. I should definitely head back home and see if something's gonna happen. I might be able to get to see my sister again, you know what I mean? So I want to say that Izo is on Wano. It's just so weird we haven't seen him anywhere, unless he's like really in the shadows. Like, wasn't there that figure that was in the jail, the prison, that let, you know, Law out, that helped him against Hawkins? That, I guess, maybe could have been Izo. So it's not entirely impossible. It's just that we've had no confirmation one way or the other he's actually there. So if he's not actually there, he might be somewhere else in the world, and Nekomamushi is going to try to recruit him, because Izo has to show up for this battle. I mean, that's already a foregone conclusion. We got the backstory with Odin and Izo and Kiku, and how they were found by him, and how they became Scabbards. Also, because of Kanjuro being the traitor that he was, we need to have the 9 red Scabbards, and I'm pretty sure, like, oh, that's what Oda did there, okay. And so then if you get Nekomamushi back, and then Izo, he can resume his position as one of the Scabbards. Pip pip cheerio, we have the 9 red Scabbards again. Wait a second, let's just go down the list to make sure I'm not screwing this up. Alright, Kinemon, Raizo, Inuarashi, Nekomamushi, Kawamatsu, Ashura Doji, Kiku Nojo, Izo. Who's the 9th member? Oh, Denjiro. Okay, yeah, there we go. 9 red Scabbards. Yeah, we'll have the 9 red Scabbards plus a Shinobu. Alright, so we'll have the 9 red Scabbards plus a ninja. Okay, awesome, sweet. So we could have that if Izo returns. Okay, so that has to happen. I want to see Izo and Kiku team up again to see, like, that would actually be really cool to see them fight, because they were raised in, like, a dancing troupe kind of thing, and so that'd be cool. Like, we'd see, like, a really elegant fight between brother and sister, like, doing these elegant dance numbers, like, beating down one of the Tobiropo or a headliner or something like that. That would actually be really cool to see. I'm sure Izo picked up a bunch of stuff on the Whitebeard crew. Izo, from so far, and I made a video about him as well, but the only thing we know about him is he uses a guns primarily, like flintlock pistols primarily, to fight. We also saw him with a sword during the events after Marineford, like after everybody was kind of like done with the fight, and after Shanks ends the war, we see scenes with everybody. You see Izo there with a katana. It would make sense he would know how to use it. It's just, it seems his primary weapon would be pistols. That might just be because, you know, he's traveled around with Whitebeard for so long, and it's just like, you know, katanas are great and everything, but, you know, guns are handy because you could just fire. You don't have to get close up and personal to fight. You could just boom, 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 boom. So there you go. But, you know, he does have a katana, and I'm assuming he knows how to use it. But then you get Kiku that has all the badass samurai armor on her. I mean, that would be a really cool fight to see them, okay? So Neko's taken quite some time. Honestly, though, if Neko shows up at Wano, and let's say Izo's not on Wano, he was somewhere else, so Neko had to pick him up. Even then, though, I'd be like, wow, that really took a while. I'm thinking, okay, the reason he's taken this long is because he's gathering up, like, the remnants of the Whitebeard crew, okay? So he shows up with Jozu, and Vista, and freaking Rakuyo, and Blenheim, and Curiel. Can we get Curiel back, like the Vietnam War vet with all the guns? That'd be really cool. And it would be awesome to showcase, because we didn't really get that much time with them during the war. I mean, we had a lot of stuff going on with Marineford. We had, you know, fights happening all over the place. We didn't have a lot of time for Oda to really sit down and be like, here's what Namer, the fishman member of the Whitebeard crew, here's what he could really do, right? We saw like one scene with him like biting through people's swords and guns, and then that was it. This would be a great moment for him. It's like, well, I couldn't find all of the commanders, and not all of them would even want to come with me, but I got like, you know, 5 or 6 commanders of the Whitebeard crew, plus I got Izo as well, one of the former members of Odin's entourage, 9 Red Scabbards. We're finally here, you know, Arashi, we're ready to do this, you damn dog, you freaking cat, let's do this. So they show up, and that's probably going to be the midway fight relief, I would think. Or you could do it for really dramatic timing. If Oda really wanted to do that like epic moment scene, like, okay, let me throw it out there for you. Let me like picture this, okay? Let's say the Scabbards are all going up against Kaido or Orochi. You know, like they're all going up against them, and Orochi probably, he wouldn't fight them directly, of course. Orochi's got the Oniwaban, he's got his Mimawari Gumi, he's got other people to fight for him, okay? But let's say you got all the Scabbards except, you know, the Scabbards that are currently on Onigashima. They all meet up, and they're fighting against Orochi's entourage. And then Orochi says something stupid like, ah ha ha, you 9 Red Scabbards. Oh, but you're not 9 Red Scabbards. You're not even, I can't even count 8. You're only 7 and a ninja. What are you gonna do? And then like right at that moment, like it's like something out of Batman, like lightning cracks and then there's a hole in the roof. And then you just see the silhouettes of Nekomamushi and Izo arrive, like, I'm sorry about the late arrival there, you damn dog. He's like, ah, you cat. Who did you bring with you? And then Izo just steps out of the shadows like, an old friend. Click. The 9 Red Scabbards are gathered here today. And then like, ah! That'd be so cool. I mean, that'd be pretty damn neat. And of course, he would bring the Forest Guardians with him already, like Rhodey and BB and everyone. And, you know, that you would get some Sulong action from them. But I feel like there has to be something else going on here. Either Nekomamushi is gathering up more than just 1 or 2 people. He went somewhere else other than just Marco. He didn't go straight to Sphinx Island and then directly to Wano. Or he got lost, which, like, I said that as a joke, but, I mean, it is Oda we're talking about here. Nekomamushi could arrive in the middle of the battle, and they'd be like, where were you? And be like, oh, we got lost, but I'm here now, click. Like, he doesn't arrive, like, not like I said at the beginning, like, he ends up at the very, very end of the battle, but he shows up halfway, he's like, yeah, we got lost, what are you gonna do? Click, and it's like, alright, they got lost, alright, well, let's just pick up the fight already in progress, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, I want to see more what Izo is capable of, though. I mean, Izo, we didn't, like I said, with a lot of the commanders, we didn't get to see what he's capable of. I'm sure he knows hockey, maybe some other fighting styles, you know, that are, like, limited to just his, you know, his Wano upbringing, you know, something of that nature. But yeah, I'm going right now with him, either showing up with Neko, or he was part of the rebellion the entire time. It's just he kept hidden for some reason. Which, I mean, the element of surprise, you want to wait for, like, the best moment, especially if, like, okay, let's say after the Whitebeard's crew disbanded, he did go back to Wano, he seeped in, he snuck in, because he's really stealthy, he's good at disguises and, you know, being an actor and everything like that, and he's like, okay, this entire place has gone to hell, you know, Kaido's ruling over it, freaking Orochi's still going mad with power, you know, we're still waiting for that 20 years for the other members of the Scabbards to show up, like Kinemon and everybody, so I'm just gonna lay low. I'm just gonna lay low, and I'm gonna maybe make a disguise up and walk amongst the people, and I'm gonna wait until that perfect moment. It's kind of the same thing that Denjiro did, if we're being straight up, but yeah, look how effective it was for Denjiro when he finally showed up after revealing what his true nature was. It seemed to all work out for him, so maybe Izo is also doing the same thing. He's just like, alright, I'm gonna be part of this rebellion, but I'm not gonna tell them who I am yet. I'm gonna wait until that last minute so I can get, like, a cut at Orochi's throat, alright, because he's gonna think I'm, like, some no-name samurai, and then I attack him. It's like, that's honestly might have been the best way to do it, right? So there's a lot of ways you can handle this, but yeah, Let's see. I'm trying to think of other reasons why Neko wouldn't have shown up yet. I mean, keep in mind, I mean, a lot of stuff in One Piece, there's the time frames and everything like that. Like, it might have really have just been a really long journey to go from Zou all the way to Sphinx Island. I mean, Sphinx Island might have been all the way back here, and then Wano's all the way here, like Zou, and then go to Sphinx Island, and then double back all the way to Wano. It might have been something like that. The whole Den Den Mushi thing is kind of limited when you're in Wano because you only have like the pond snail things, and they don't have a long range. And I don't even think Den Den Mushis are really all that. They're not used on Zou all that much, so it's not as simple as just contacting them that way and be like, "Hey, dog, we're gonna be a little late." Click. It's not that simple. But yeah, what are some other things you might be thinking that unless he got attacked by somebody? That's a possibility too. They are traveling in the new world, and Marco was worried about Weevil, and he is stomping around places. I probably not Weevil because Weevil's dealing with the government right now, the Marines, but it's not entirely impossible that at some point Nekomamushi was traveling from Sphinx Island to Wano and came across a pirate crew. And they attacked him. It might have even been like maybe a Yonko crew, not like Blackbeard himself, but might have been like somebody that works for him or of some nature, allied with Blackbeard or one of the Yonko. That might have happened, and it's like they had to fight, and it took a while for them to get back there, right? That would honestly have been that would be a better excuse than just "we got lost, sorry," Arashi, right? So that would be better than that, but yeah, there's gonna be a good reason for it, but then again, when Jinbei showed up, I thought there was gonna be a really good reason for that too. I thought it was gonna be something like, I thought it was gonna be like, "Oh, I'm missing an arm, so I had to heal" or something. Which it still might be something really jacked up in Jinbei's case. It might have been something like, "Oh yeah, like." Every major member of the Sun Pirates died after that whole thing at Totland, and only like 2 of us survived, and so we had to hold the funeral services and then come back over here. Yeah, hey guys, but Jinbei's not gonna say that to the Straw Hats right after seeing them, the first time seeing them in weeks, So there might be something darker with Jinbei, but Jinbei's excuse was just like, "Oh yeah, no, we had to tend to the wounded. I'm here now." I'd be like, okay. So it might be something with that with Neko. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah. I think Neko and Inu are gonna clash with Jack, and that'll be a pretty damn cool fight. So that's coming up, and then Izo's gonna have to pop up in some way, shape, or form. We'll see how that goes. Let me know what you feel in the comments below, everybody. This will be Tekking and Barry signing out.